Hello, it's Fiona here. Happy new moon in Leo day. And I wanted to come on to share the burning ceremony. So I mentioned in a previous video that I posted today about wanting to do a burning ceremony to release some limiting belief, some emotional baggage, some attitudes and stuff that no longer serves and that I feel would be good to do a burning ceremony to release them. So bringing them to mind and to burn them. So it's a really powerful ritual to do at a dark moon when the moon is in the sky but it's not visible. So it can help us to tune more deeply into our intuition at this time. So I felt it would be a nice practice to do a guided version of this. So if you'd like to join me, what you need is a piece of paper. It doesn't need to be as big as this. In fact, I might just rip this into quarters because this is going to be burnt later. In fact, you might want a big piece of paper or several pieces of paper if you have a lot to write in 10 minutes. And if you don't have a lot to write, if it's literally one thing, that is okay as well. It can be also really powerful just to tune into the one thing that is coming up to be released, to come up in your awareness and to let go of, to move powerfully forward in the cycle ahead. So I also have a pot and pan. This has got a lid so that I can just trap any smoke in here. If the fire, usually I would just use a bowl. But if you have, say, smoke alarms or just for safety, it can be helpful to have a cover. So it could be a bowl with a plate or something similar if you want, or just simply a bowl is fine. And pen, paper, and some sort of light source. I've got a lit candle here, and if you have matches or a lighter or something like that, that's equally fine. But it is quite nice to have a candle and to light that so that we can get into a peaceful, calm state to settle into this ritual. So what I'm going to do is invite you to collect all those items, and also I would recommend a cup of water. So the time of recording is actually, the moon is still in Cancer before it's moved into the new moon in Leo. So moving from water sign into a fire sign. And yeah, so this is honoring the cycle that's been. So looking back, having a little reflect on any challenges, any obstacles, any commitments that maybe fell by the wayside in the past month. And it doesn't need to just be this past month. You can also reflect back to the past 3 months, the past 6 months, past 9 months, or the past year, and just see what comes up. So I'm going to time us for 10 minutes and see what we come up with. And at the end of that 10 minutes, I will invite us all back in. And if you feel like sharing any reflections to be witnessed in the group, I will create a thread. This video might be posted on that thread, and you can share any reflections or just share some fire emojis to show that you've done it. If you don't, if you feel you want to keep it more internal, but if you would like to be witnessed, there is an invitation there also to share. So what I'm going to do now is we'll do a very brief grounding before we begin. So just have both of your feet flat on the ground, your hands folded in your lap, and take a few deep breaths into your belly. And if your eyes aren't already closed, you may wish to just soften your gaze or allow them to completely shut. And just feel the energy of the support of the earth beneath your feet and under your seat, feeling completely held and supported by the earth beneath you. And as you breathe in, just drawing that strength and energy from the earth beneath you up into your body. Allow it to fill your legs and your feet, up into your seat and hips and pelvis. Let it fill your back and chest and belly, into your shoulders and neck and arms and hands and fingers. Let that energy fill your head, up down to the tips of your hair, feeling completely held and supported by the energy of the earth. And as you breathe that in, now allow your attention to go upwards to the sun in the sky as we shift into the Leo season, a new moon in Leo on the horizon, stepping into power and warmth and strength, shining your light with love and generosity, and feeling the love and warmth and generosity of the sun above you and all the stars in the sky shining their light, beaming down, filling your crown, feeling your crown and filling your crown. Breathing that in, allow that to fill your heart, fill your arms and back and your chest, your abdomen, your lower back, your legs. Filling your legs all the way down to your ankles and feet and toes below. Feeling an infusion of the sun's fire and the earth's solidity, blending and merging. Feeling that energy in your heart. Feeling that flow of yin and yang, blending and swirling at your heart and in every cell in your body. And then gently coming back to this space. And with that, I'm going to invite you to just gently come to, and we will take 10 minutes timed to allow whatever needs to be released at this time to just flow out of your pen onto paper, and a bell will ring in 10 minutes time and we will burn that paper together. Okay, so I am going to start the clock now and call us back in 10 minutes time. So that is our 10 minutes, and you may feel that there's more to write. So if that is the case, feel free to just pause this video now and keep writing until you feel complete. I may well keep writing after I've done this burn. There's no need to restrict yourself to just one burn. If there's more to be released after doing your burn, you can continue and do more if you wish. So if you are ready to join me, I invite you to take your words, and I'm going to tear this into, this is a piece of A4, so I'm going to tear it into 4 pieces so it doesn't go out of control. And if you feel drawn to sharing any of the things to be witnessed in the group, I invite you to do so. And if you don't, that is equally fine. It may just be between you and your spiritual guides and your own heart. But I will share 1 or 2 things that I am releasing, what I'm burning away. So on this page, I am burning my delusions and fears around being seen. I'm burning away all obstacles to my journey to being a wildly successful published author. I am weeding out my overgrown, unkempt mental garden and letting the weeds shrivel under the burning light of the sun. What I mean by this is I feel like I have so many creative projects that I am unable to see the wood for the trees right now, and it's been very hard to let go. I've been wanting to do it all, and that has been blocking me for a while, and I'm realizing that quite strongly now. So some other things that came up was the releasing the story that I am safer in hiding, and choosing to step into a new story of being strong and held, celebrated and loved in the greatest expression of my creativity. I'm burning the fear that my words will cause harm, offense or outrage, and I am releasing the judgment of others, the fear of the judgment of others, and in doing so creating a clear space for people who are ready to hear my words and will benefit from them. I am rewriting the stories I have been clinging to about my past. I release the urge to put other people's creativity before my own and recognize that this is a deflection and distraction from my own creative capacity. That feels quite big. And I'm also releasing stories I have around feeling too scattered and disorganized, and releasing and burning away all my excuses for not stepping into my own power. So with that, I am going to bring my candle back and get my pot ready. And if you have your pieces of paper there with me, with you, it's Mercury Retrograde. My words are so scrambled. I invite you to let them burn. So, one piece feels very cathartic to watch the words, the pieces of paper just transforming like this. Just quite watch your fingers. Please keep yourself safe. Releasing and burning away with love all my limiting beliefs. Creating space for me to step into my authenticity and power under this Leo new moon. And so it is. And the last ash ashy piece of paper is now smoldering away. I'm going to put this lid on it just to stop the room getting all smoky. So that's a handy tip to have a lid handy. I've done this many times without. So may you have a blessed new moon, dark moon, happy new lunar cycle. I invite you to come into the group and share any new intentions. So now that you've burnt away and released what's old, maybe want to keep doing this 1 or 2 or 3 more times if you feel there's more to burn, or just trust that what came up is what is ready to be released at this time. And you may want to do a bit of more meditation, tune into what is present and alive for you at this moment in time, and dive into the unknown space. There is an accountability and intentions thread. So do share your renewed intention for the cycle ahead. My words for this whole year are divinely consistent. And I feel since I've been in a transitional period of moving from Malaysia back to Scotland, some of the consistency has wobbled a bit. And just because you have strayed or fallen away from whatever your word of the year is, some years I completely forget what my words of the year even are. So I do find it helpful having this accountability thread to remind myself, and not to beat yourself up if you've gone astray, or if old habits have crept back in. Not about that at all. And it can be that we realize we're not fully aligned with our intentions and something new needs to come in. So this is a great threshold point at the end of one lunar cycle and the beginning of the next to burn away what is no longer present for you, to create space for what is, and to bring in your heart's true desires, to allow you to see them clearly once you've released all the baggage, the emotional heaviness from the past cycle or cycles. So we would love to hear from you in the group if you'd like to share any of that. And I thank you for joining me. Bye-bye for now.